Bingo!
I'm your huckleberry.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're out here today with the Glock 26. I am currently testing this Zaffiri Precision ZPS 4 slide on it. I've got about 150 rounds through this slide so far, and it has been giving me, honestly, a lot of trouble. But hopefully I've got that figured out. So we're going to go ahead and put some rounds through it now and see how it runs. The problem I was having is every time it would fire, it would come back and it would sit just out of battery. Now it does seem to be returning to battery pretty easily, so we'll give it a shot and see how it does. And I'm also going to be testing out the CV Life Wolf Covert SX02 green dot. So we'll see how they're performing today. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, that's a good sign. I think I've got the problem figured out with what was going on with this slide. Let's go ahead and talk about it now, and then we'll shoot some more. So what I was finding was that, like I said, it was failing to return to battery. So I reached out to Tactical Pontoon. I just kind of shot him a message on Facebook to see if he knew what was going on, because he has quite a lot of experience working around with Glocks and shit like that. So what he recommended was that I check the engagement between the disconnector and this part of the inside of the slide here. This is called the I want to say the disconnector cam. I believe that's what it's called. But if you look on the inside of the slide here, and I'll try to cut in some footage if this isn't clear, right here, there's a hump milled into the slide. So what I found was there was a lot of heavy wear in the Cerakote on the inside of the Zaffiri Precision slide, and that did kind of lead me to believe he was right. So I took the Dremel and polished out the contact there on my disconnector, as well as the inside of the disconnect cam. And that pretty much has eliminated all the problems I was having with this gun not fully, going into battery. So far, with those problems aside, it has been working pretty good. I definitely like the way it looks. Give you guys kind of a good look at it. In case the color scheme doesn't make it clear, this is my wife's gun. Not that I have anything, against the oil slick chameleon barrels, but they're just not my thing. But that's what the slide looks like. I think it's a pretty good looking slide. The optic itself, I'm liking it so far. For a budget optic, I do have to say the glass is very clear. It's got a pretty large window size. Not sure if you can see that, but I'll definitely throw in some shots where you can. And so far, it's been holding up pretty good. So let me go ahead and load this mag back up. We'll put some more rounds through this thing. All right, here's another 15 round mag. Let's see how this one cycles. Hey, it's running a lot better than it was, that's for sure. So far today, 100%. We're going to keep going, see how this thing performs. I'm not going to blame the gun. I know I've seen some videos lately that's like, this gun worked fine until I started changing shit on it. Then it stopped working, so the gun must be shit. So, that could be applied here. This is a Gen 4 Glock 26. It worked 100% fine from the day we got it until the day I swapped slides. Once I swapped slides, I started having problems. That's kind of to be expected when you're modifying guns. But just keep in mind, it is going to require some tinkering some of the time. I'm not going to say every time. Sometimes you'll get lucky, shit'll swap right on and it'll work 100%. But that is certainly not always the case. Probably should have brought more mags out here with me, but I didn't. So we're just going to have to reload in between. All right, so that's the problem right there. It did not fully return to battery, so I may still have a little bit of work to do. All right, so one issue so far out of 3 magazines. Before I polished everything up on the inside, though, it was like 4 or 5 issues per magazine. So it's definitely trending in the right direction. I'm just going to have to keep messing around with it until I get it right. Keep that in mind if you replace slides on your guns, especially with these Zaffiri Precisions. From what I read after I bought it, they're kind of hit and miss in QC sometimes. This one seems to be doing pretty good now that I've addressed the problems I'm having with it. But keep that in mind, guys. If you're swapping shit out, you may run into some problems. The knife I'm using today to open ammunition is the Urban Ranger by 704 Tactical. It's a pretty nice knife. I do like it. D2 steel, G10 handles, double reversible pocket clip, and it is pretty much razor sharp right out of the box. If you're interested in picking one of these up, I do have an affiliate link down in the comments below. Check it out if you want to. Ignore it if you don't. All right, let's go ahead and load another mag. Okay. All right. Another mag, no problems. And the barrel I'm using on this build is from AIM Sports. They were having a sale. She wanted a rainbow colored barrel, so I got it. I think it was like 20 bucks. I do still have the original Glock barrel from the 26. So if I find that I'm having problems out of this barrel, I'm just going to put the original barrel back in. And all internals are from the Glock 26 Gen 4. I just took everything out of the factory slide, switched it over to the Zaffiri slide, and I feel like that's a pretty solid way to go about it. I did polish everything. I polished the, what is it called? The extractor plunger. I polished the safety plunger just to try to help everything be as smooth as possible. And if I'm not mistaken, this does have a Ghost 3.5 pound disconnector in it. But assuming I can get this reliable to where I like it, I'm probably going to put a Glock performance trigger in it just because I really like that trigger a lot. All right, another mag went off with no problems. All right, that's 14 rounds in this mag, leaves 13 for the next one. That same problem just happened again. I had to push it back into battery. All right. Let's go ahead and load up another mag. And this may be something that gets better over time as parts tend to wear together, but polishing it out can certainly be a way to speed up that wear-in process. So that's probably what I'll do. I'll probably take it and hit it with a polish a little bit more, because it's definitely moving in the right direction, but it seems like it has a little bit where it's still hanging up that I need to address. And after we shoot today, I'll take you guys in. We'll go to tabletop. We'll take a look at everything pretty close up, and I'll see if I can point those items out a little bit better. All right, guys, last mag, then we'll go do tabletop. There's 13 rounds in here. All right, all 13 rounds went off without a problem on that one as well. I will say the finish on these AIM barrels Not exactly the best. That thing is wearing off quick. But I do have the OEM Glock barrel that I'll throw in here. Most likely for carry if my wife does decide to continue carrying this pistol. If not, she'll carry something else. I've got a bunch of them. All right, guys, well, that's it for the range portion. I'll go ahead and take you inside now. We'll look at a tabletop. We'll discuss what we're looking at. See you guys there. Peace. All right, guys, here we are for the tabletop portion of the review on the Zaffiri ZPS.4 Glock 26 pistol slide. And I want to show you guys what I was talking about. So just to highlight with the issues I was having for the first probably 150 rounds shooting through this, the weapon would cycle, and then when it would return, it would get stuck. I can't get it to do it now, but it would get stuck right about there. And I would have to reach up and push, or I'd have a dead trigger. Now, I have completely checked this to make sure it's clear, but we'll go ahead and do it again on camera. The pistol is clear. So when it would cycle, it would come back, and it would get hung up just ever so slightly out of battery, and it would give me a dead trigger. So I talked to James McBride over at Tactical Pontoon. Shout out to him. He really helped out on this. And the reset cam, to find something I can point with, is this part right here. So where that reset cam is, it interfaces here with the connector. I was watching my range footage and realized I kept calling it a fucking disconnector. But right here, the connector. So the surface along this outside, I just kissed it with a Dremel and then hit it with some polishing compound and polished it out to a mirror finish. And then the same in here, I took everything down and just went ahead and ran the polishing wheel along that edge to try to smooth it down, because I feel like what it is there's a little bit of Cerakote built up there, maybe a little too much, and that was definitely causing some dragging. Now, it is still not perfect. As you saw today, out of the 100 rounds we fired today, we did have 2 issues, but it is still a great improvement over what it was doing when I first got the slide. When I first got the slide, I couldn't get more than 3 rounds in a row without the slide locking, failing to return to battery. So I do feel like I'm moving in the right direction. So I'll probably go ahead and pull this back out, give it just a little bit more attention with the polishing wheel. I'll try not to remove any more material, short of the, the very minute material that gets removed through polishing. And hopefully that will go ahead and fix it. And I'll keep putting rounds on it, and we'll see how it goes. But here's a good look at it. That is the slide. There's that CV Life Wolf Covert. I am running it with just the dot, but it does have multiple reticles. Let's see if I can cycle through those. So there's just the circle. And then there's the circle dot. Cameras have a really hard time focusing on these, but I kind of like running it with just the dot anyway. So that's what I'm running, guys. The barrel, like I said, it came from AIM Surplus. I believe I said AIM Sports in the range footage. But, I don't know, I'm just having an off day today, man. My brain isn't working. AIM Surplus, connector, reset cam. All right, I'm not an idiot. I do know the shit. I just couldn't think of it on the spot. But that's it, guys. That's what I'm experiencing so far. I have had quite a few problems with this Zaffiri slide. Ironically, I've got another video I'm working on where I changed the slide on my Glock 19. That's kind of a, at least in my opinion, like a no-name slide off eBay I found, and I was just like, hell, let's give this one a shot. That one's been working 100%. I haven't had any problems out of that whatsoever. But with this Zaffiri one, I have had some issues. I do think I've got them pretty much figured out, so I'm going to keep shooting, and we'll see how it goes. And if anybody's wondering why I swapped the slides to begin with, I just wanted an optics cut slide on my Glocks. That's basically it. I've gotten to the point where I like optics on pistols. I pretty much want to put them on everything. So I've had these Glocks for quite a while. I was like, you know what? It's time to go ahead and put some new slides on here, get some optics mounted. And that's where we're at with it. So as always, guys, thanks for checking out the video. Thanks for sticking around to the end. Take care of yourselves. And as always, be safe. Peace.